Excuse me, sir. Do you know what time it is? I'd like to know what the time is. Oh, I do hope I know what the time is.
The number you have dialed.
And now, somewhere in Cape Town, South Africa, it's #Beer Time.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 1. It's probably not the first episode that we can call episode 1, but it is the first episode that we actually properly recorded. And I say that, but we didn't start recording right at the beginning. We only started recording in about, 5 minutes in. So I hope you enjoy it. We've got the 3 Murrays who we often talk about on the show. Let's get straight into it. Ciao, ciao. And two is that there obviously a lot of beers out there which are I would say less than an 8 out of 10. Oh, I don't know how you would try and constitute that, but I'd say I wouldn't want to drink anything less than an 8 out of 10 kind of beer. So, unfortunately, a lot of beers are less than that. I don't know did I make sense there? I think I did.
You made sense in a T-bone type of way.
No, you did. It basically just comes down to what you want to drink.
And if it's
worth it.
And I mean, you guys actually, probably about a month ago, you guys were talking about one beer, I can't remember which one it was, and you had one sip and you both kind of went, oh, this isn't good. Like, you can't be a brewery kind of, if you're a craft brewery, you're struggling for financing, you're struggling for backing, you're battling on spending money on marketing, and to top it all off, you're going to put a bad beer, you're going to know...
The horse before the cart.
Yeah, you're going to taste your beer, go, it doesn't taste great, but we have to get it out to market. Well, if you can't get all the other stuff going and you put a bad beer out, it's going to land up in front of T-Bone Troy, and it's not going to be good.
Please, won't you name one of your beers Cart Horse?
Because the horse is before the cart.
Or horse cart. Put the horse before the cart.
And just do something terrible. Just brew a shit beer.
Stick your finger in there every now and again.
Just stir it with a sock.
Middle-End's experimental horse cart.
So can we talk a little bit about your beers now?
Yeah, we've got one here.
Yes.
Should we have one?
Let's have
one. Let's have one.
Let's have some Murray beer.
I love the...
It's in your sake there.
Sake.
Let's get some vibe, a little bit of a backing track here.
You want some tunes? Okay,
let me just open this beer with my Dogfish Head bottle opener.
Oh, you're ruining the surprises here.
What would you? What songs do you want, Mazza? This is your beer.
I don't know.
Wait, I'll find something for you that I think will like.
Can I just say, as a Murray, I'm so proud that there are 2 Murrays in this country that brew beer. It's world class.
It's world class. Oh, look at that!
Particularly
comes
exciting.
With a complimentary bubble.
Complimentary. I think this is appropriate song. Okay, pull me some there.
It's also particularly exciting that you finally seem to have liquor licenses together, and you are...
Liquor license came in, and I had to lie horizontal for a couple of hours just to recuperate my...
Sure.
Yeah.
Cheers. So talk us through this beer. So it's a pale ale?
Pale ale.
I just knocked the microphone.
I'm a very big... Done that before?
Yeah. Mint.
Yeah. It is a... it depends. It's the reason I went with the pale ale is because I really... there's actually surprisingly few pale ales, I think, in the country. It's a sessionable beer. For the people who enjoy hops, it's got that hop kick. For the people who don't, you can I think you could hide it with a little bit of the maltiness in it. I think it is what I would want to drink in a pale ale. So I basically made it around what I enjoy in a beer.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They're far too few. There are too few pale ales in this country. I like more, and I think our climate is perfect for it. So why aren't we getting more? So
the big guys. I mean, if you look at CBC, they've
Just
I think they
bottled it
very
first one.
recently bottled their pale ale.
They've had it in a can for a couple of years, but
But that can was imported.
Yeah,
So now this
Yeah.
bottle is the first
yeah.
local
Then
homebrewed.
Then there was
South African brew.
Wolfgang in his garage.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Scott
It would
running
be
around.
bloody. That homebrew, Wolfgang homebrew would be amazing.
then the Jack Black Pale Ale hasn't been out for that long, has it?
No, that-
no,
the Cape-
sorry, the Cape
The Cape
hasn't.
Pale Ale.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
been
Yeah.
around for all. The other one's been around for
Yeah, the other one's been around for a while.
The Butcher Block,
the
yeah.
Butcher's Block.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the Devil's Peak one's been around, but it hasn't been around for that long either, in my opinion. They've had their.
They must be up maybe 2 years.
Is it that long?
Yeah, I think it's
I don't even-
because I remember when I was at Jack Black, they were still they were launching it. I very much like the Devil's Peak Pale.
Yeah,
It's one of my
I love
favorites.
them all. But that's the thing. The big guys are doing them. They're doing them well. But I don't think there's many other people who are focusing on it. And then the guys are doing the IPAs, which is
Yeah.
great. I'm definitely going to do an IPA.
Do you like this song, by the way? This
No.
is dedicated to you.
It works. I think it's very fitting. This is the official Metal Lane backing track now.
When I walk out,
When you walk into the studio, when you walk
Yeah.
into
A little bit of
the
ace bass.
Yeah.
when I walk into the brewery, this is what it's like. You know, there's automatic lights there's the motion lights.
got a whole bunch of Danish
just so
skulls
big,
just singing to you as you walk in. Hello, Mr. Murray.
With the seductive head sway.
Does that happen for all Murrays or just you?
All of us.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
haven't you seen it?
No, you haven't invited me to the brewery yet.
Oh, you want to come to the brewery?
You know, just talking in the pale ale, you know what, I think it's really cool that you mentioned this the other day. It's really nice that you kind of gone, you're doing the one beer, you want to get this right before you go on to something else.
Yeah, I want to put the horse before the cart.
Yeah, which is why the next one's going to be
Please-
called Horse Cart. Cart horse.
Yes.
Please trademark that.
Cart horse.
Or horse cart.
Cart horse, but
And-
not a cart horse like one of those big strong horses. Cart and then the horse.
Yes. We're onto something here.
Yeah, very clever.
Yes, I
And
think
if
it's
you, really,
genius.
if you really want to confuse people with the label, you can get that picture of Troy running naked through the forest. And
Yeah, pine cones.
Wearing a horse mask.
with a not a hop cone, but a pine cone in front of your
Pine
franken
cones.
beans,
Several pine cones.
very small pine cones.
or a hop cone.
Several. Let's take our minds out of the guts and back to this beer. Very delicious beer. It's not even a month old.
No, I'm very critical of my beers, and I'm happy with it. So
Very good.
From one Murray to another, I think it's very good.
thank you.
That's you can't get as honest
I mean,
as that.
No,
From one Murray.
No,
I'll
because
get
we
another
don't
Murray.
lie to each other.
No, it's a thing amongst us Murrays.
We only tell the truth.
I mean, you Troy's
I
like each other
constantly lie to you guys.
What's next?
We're not even live. This is all just
three guys.
elaborate.
Yeah,
I just wanted some of these beers. We are very much live. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering who these schmucks are, it's T-Bone Troy, and you listen to hashtag Beer Time on Tertian's Vibe Radio. We're joined with Murray Middleton from Meadowland Brewery and Murray Toyner
Murray
Toyner from Boston.
You've had two
Yeah.
tastings and I've already changed name. Awesome.
Are you from Boston?
Let's crack open another one.
Let's do another one.
In the words of DJ Khaled, another one. Sorry, someone said that to me the other day.
I'm going to turn your mic off.
I
eh?
found it very funny.
Okay, I'm going to turn your mic off.
What are we having next?
I think we're going back to Russia. Mother Russia, what have you got?
No, well,
What
I've got
are
a
you really
porter.
willing to-
I've got a porter.
Oh, you
Let's
got a porter.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's before we get into the dark beers, let's see what else we got there. I mean, we can have a porter. I don't mind.
I should give this duty to Monday. You just do it.
Okay.
I don't want to be.
Shaking the entire cooler box around the room.
Oh, shit.
If that had opened on the studio, I would have been.
You would shat yourself.
Okay, so we've got. I think let's leave the three big ones to the end and go with Firestone Walker.
Oh,
So we have one Firestone Walker, and then we've got. So
Are there any beer nerds listening? I'm just going to check my WhatsApp while you decide which
well,
one.
if they're not listening, then no
So-
one's listening.
our options are Firestone Walker. I thought that was kind of appropriate because there's at the Craft Brewers Power a few months ago we had Matt Brindleston who's the brewer at the brewery there, actually come through, and he was the keynote speaker. Little did he realize that he was going to basically speak for the entire conference.
Spoke a lot.
He spoke a lot. He spoke very well.
Yeah,
but
he
he
did.
spoke a lot.
He did.
So I thought we needed to kind of bring one of those back. But I've got another one here that I think let's do this one for now, and we can possibly come back to the Firestone Walker.
Yes.
So this beer was actually, I'd like to thank my brother because I don't think he knows I nicked this out of his fridge.
Genius.
But it was one of the only beers that I picked up having never heard of it or tried it or anything, and it was just so good.
Los Angeles.
The brewery's called Golden Road.
Golden Road.
I know very little about this brewery other than this particular beer really got me. I thought it was a really good beer, and it was
It looks really cool.
it was worth bringing home. So
I'll just talk you through the can quickly. It's a metallic light sky blue with like a funky palm tree, and it's called Wolf Pup Session IPA, and it says refreshingly hoppy with a wildly aromatic citrus character. I've just thought now, what are your guys' opinions on reading something like that in a bottle or a tin?
Yeah.
It will 100% influence you, because now it's just like being told. If you're not picking up specific notes and you get told about it, it's easier to pick it up. So do you think that's a good thing to have on there for them to be able to be like, it's got a wildly citrus aroma?
you know, I think
the one person or the one company that does it is Devil's Peak. With their cans, they put characters on their label that, you know, like the watermelon or the citrus or the coffee, and you know, so I don't see it as a bad thing, but you know, like
No, it's definitely not a bad thing.
because you'll go
I think it's
step there
good for the
like,
consumer.
cool. I'm interested to see
Yeah.
what this tastes like. Cool. Oh, there, yes, I do pick it up.
Because it seems like a
If you
very
don't pick
obvious
up, if you
thing.
don't pick it up, then
That's the problem. Is if you
kinda-
don't
yeah.
pick it up, you're in.
well, you feel like a bit of a schmuck if you don't pick it up.
or worse than
Dinner
that,
for
when it's- I think sometimes worse. It's when it's just completely overloaded with whatever it is.
Yeah, unbalanced.
Oh, this is
This is wild.
I'd really
this
like
is
to know what
wildly-
you guys.
this has got a
is,
creamy, peachy.
It's got a wildly aromatic citrus character.
I'm picking up some.
It's funny you should say that.
I found both of these American beers have both got very punchy hop aromas.
There's
Very
a little
fresh.
bit of grapefruit in here, but
Delicious.
I have to just.
it's got more of a creaminess that I find.
I'm very sad that this is the only one I bought back. But I'm thrilled that I could be sharing it with at least a Murray.
It's very sessionable.
Very sessionable, but also
Very
full
light.
of. I'm very happy that it's got that hoppy on the nose. It's like sticking your head into a freshly dry hopped sludge.
No, just I mean, all IPAs like this over there. They just everyone's different, but they all got their own.
You basically our IPAs here, I think, are on the majority on the safe side. You know, people are looking at their
but
bottom line.
I'm upset now. Why are we not making good IPAs?
We are making
Surely
good
we
IPAs.
don't have-
We just can't push the boat out as much because people are protecting the bottom line of being able to actually sell the beer. And something like this over here, you're not going to have it's going to be too much for a lot of people. But it's not for us because we appreciate it and we really enjoy an IPA.
IPAs
So
here
we'll get
still-
there slowly. We'll definitely
I'm
get
still
there.
upset.
I'm also mad.
I think that's
I'm
it.
fuming.
I'm fuming. Let the people know.
I'm so angry.
Lower your hands.
Calm down.
It smells so good.
No, it smells amazing. So this is, of course, the refreshingly
Road.
hoppy Golden Road Brewing Company Wolf Pup Session IPA.
This is very, very few early edition hops and a ton of Whirlpool and
Is that good though?
dry hops. So good.
This was one of the standout beers for me over there. I can tell you I drank a lot of different beers. A lot. And this one was a real standout one for me.
It's
I wish I'd actually bought more back.
it's actually very easy drinking. So I'd go straight into this. This, yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Shit.
I'm also mad. I'm properly.
But I know what to look out for now when I go there in September.
It's also funny to say that there are no breweries doing this year.
What?
You a brewer?
That IPA? What do you mean no breweries doing that?
No, to this extent.
But what is different in that compared to our IPAs in your opinion? What do our IPAs need that has that ours don't?
I would say this is bordering on a session IPA. Because it's very light. It doesn't have a heavy body or heavy malt bill.
The texture.
But it all comes down to technique and brewing expertise. And unfortunately, I would say that the breweries in the States, they all got training. They've all got professional training.
I actually spoke to someone about
They've
that
all
today.
got some form of degree or diploma.
Yeah.
They're not just a home brewer. No offense to the home brewers out there, but they've trained to be there. You know, and if you're a brewery out there, you are going to hire someone who's got qualifications.
Yeah.
And I think about it. How many brewers in South Africa are qualified?
Funny you say that. I had a chat to someone about that today, who was asking me about whether it's worthwhile going to the brewing and distilling, what's it called? IBD.
IBD, yeah.
International Brewing and Distilling.
Yeah.
I said if you got the opportunity, you must definitely go. I would love to do it, but I can't now. I don't have the time to. Can't stop. I would love to though.
One could say you've kind of put the horse behind the cart.
Yeah, that's why the brewery is called Horse Cart. This biltong's delicious.
Good, I'm glad.
Mazza's made some. That's homemade, that, eh?
Yeah.
He.
It's amazing.
I can't brew beer. So the last time we tried to brew beer, I mean, Cape Town, obviously in a drought, and all we ultimately ended up creating was the most expensive grey water in the Cape. So that was probably safe to go, let's not do this again.
You couldn't even water your plants afterwards, huh?
What happens if you water your plants with beer?
Beer cans would grow.
What kind of beer cans? If it's this kind,
Yo,
I'm in.
I'm there.
No, I think you've got to water them with good beer. The stuff I was pouring on was not good beer. It was barely beer.
Well, this is delicious. You know, I think we've got a long way to go, because a lot of our IPAs are they're sort of pushing the 5% IPA is not enough. You know, if you go to the UK, 5% IPA, that's 4.5%, and that's, I think, part of the reason it's so good. A nice, bold, strong, packed IPA is awesome, but as you say, that's something that I could have this as my session beer. Drink this every day. 6 of these. We've got a problem.
We've got a problem. We've got a problem here.
So good.
Guys, we're doing a great show, by the way.
Yeah.
47 minutes
yeah.
in. Haven't played any. Well, we played one Ace of Base song, but we spoke over it. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time.
There's a lot of beer there.
Yeah,
A lot of beer to go through.
Let's go. Let's open the next one.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's open the next one.
We're rolling on.
So, are we going to? Do we want to dive into these? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Or do we want to do a? Do we want to do a Firestone Walker? Because we got 3.
What is the
from this
Firestone
particular
Walker?
brewer.
What is it?
The Firestone Walker is also an IPA.
Shit, I love an IPA.
Okay, you've got the dogfish out. Let's do it. Let's do the dogfish.
Okay. So
The 60-minute
we want to do
IPA.
it. Okay, so we're going to do the Dogfish Head.
This is a first, guys.
Sorry about that.
I'm close to tears.
Everyone
This is amazing.
everyone needs a selfie with it. Ooh, excuse me, I'm not. My bad. 60-minute IPA.
Sure, this is a
from Dogfish
gentleman's
Head.
program.
Yeah, like.
Tell us a
so-
story, Murray Turner.
Dogfish
Tell us a
Head.
story.
Okay, so Troy, you know what? For you, I'll tell you a story.
Thank you.
Dogfish Head in Kansas City was a just awesome coincidence, really. What happened was that only started distributing into Kansas City about 2 weeks before we arrived.
Can I?
So,
Oh, this is still so damn delicious. Sorry to interrupt.
So
so
you
Murray's
just-
still on the Golden Road.
Yeah.
So we're going to let you carry on with your have a
No.
moment.
No, it's fine. Continue.
So, like anyone that's a really good, like any beer nerds will know exactly who Dogfish Head is. They've probably watched the show that was on Discovery a few years ago called Brewmasters. They know about San Calioni. They know about the brewery. And they know that they were a brewery kind of trying to do very different things. And I think their line is off-centered beers for off-centered people.
Off-centered L's.
Off-centered ale, sorry. So it was a really nice coincidence that having arrived there, that the beers were already actually being distributed. So on top of all the other beers I was going through, I started just plowing into all these Dogfish Head beers, and they were awesome. And then what happened?
I can't believe you just had like an abundance of dog.
It was in abundance. I know, and I took full.
Did you walk
advantage
into
of
a
it.
store and see like all these Dogfish Head beers?
I did.
In fact, I saw a video. I think it was on your Instagram where you were just filming.
I did. I was trying
and shelves
to-
of beer.
I was trying to do the Instagram stories.
screaming at my
I'm still
phone.
not very good at it. But on Barley and Hop's Instagram account, I was trying to do the live videos of some of these bottle stores. And there's one that was called the Beer Cave. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to.
Sounds magical.
It was magical.
Shit, I
it
wanna
was
go
sort
there.
of Roland Liquors, Liquor City, squashed together with just. all
Sounds
these
like
beers.
you'd find a genie at the bottom.
Found more than
magic
genie.
lamp.
I found Dogfish Head.
He found the genie.
I found the genie. I actually even came back with the bottle.
Yes.
I did.
Without rubbing the
Oh,
lamp.
well. So yeah, we were getting stuck into it, and one of my brother's mates, he's a retired marketer, but between him and his wife, they're proper beer nerds too. They go to all the big beer conferences in the States, and he said, well, you're not going to believe it, but actually the Dogfish Head team, along with Sam Calione, are going to be in Kansas City next
I've
week.
actually got hair standing up on the back of my neck where you said
And-
that.
Yeah, so I was like,
It's a wild
and
story.
that's when Mary actually mentioned earlier. I became like that 13-year-old girl finding out Justin Bieber was coming to town.
To your high school.
I was shrieking.
Not even to town.
I was so excited. I really was. So I was like, well, we have to go, and it was at a place called the.
My
Yes,
grandparents had a dog that whenever it greeted us at the door, it couldn't control its bladder, and it would just run around in circles. That's the kind of image I'm getting now.
I was that dog. I'm not going to pretend to lie that I wasn't so excited. I could have made a little bit of dribble.
Yeah.
But
That's happy.
no, it was unbelievable. Like it really was. And I mean, any of the beer nerds out there will know. Like
Yeah.
the opportunity to just kind of meet these guys is really, it's quite something. So we went through the following week. We got there at 4:00 because we were convinced that all the tables were going to be flooded and there was just going to be no space. And sure as shit, they were. By the time they arrived, the place was packed. And so Sam himself is there, and thank God we'd had quite a bit of
Couple
really good
tubes.
beer getting there. So the nerves were calmed down, and massive queues built up. And I don't know about you guys, but you know, when you kind of want to meet someone, you want to meet them. You don't want to stand in a queue to then kind of do it.
Yeah.
It's like it's just there's nothing authentic about it. And it's nice to
Yeah.
actually meet people and have a proper conversation.
Yeah. Proper setting.
So Tom, my brother's mate, says, no, come. And because he's a bit older, he manages to get away with Blue Murder, and he basically takes us right to the front, next to Sam, and standing there, and I'm a bit flabbergasted that I'm standing there. And I very coincidentally asked my fiance just before all this to please bring me one of the brewery t-shirts from where we'd been the day before. I was wearing a Hurley t-shirt, and I didn't want to be that pleb in this kind of beer environment wearing
Yeah.
no beer gear. So she brought it through, and I was wearing that, and this guy behind me says, I'm actually wearing the t-shirt now,
Oh,
Hopcat.
Hopcat, Kansas City.
So a guy behind me says, oh, do you work at Hopcat? And I was like, no, I actually don't. And he figured out the accent. He's like, Joe, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, I'm from South Africa. I'm involved in the Cape Town Festival.
What are you doing
here? And gave him the full spiel about like all this stuff I do here with the breweries. He's like, oh, no, it's amazing. I know someone from Cape Town. And as you both know, like if you're anywhere and someone goes, oh, I know someone from there, it's like, oh, well, whatever. Like, never going to know them. He says, oh, no,
A
no,
couple
this
other
guy.
million people here.
Yeah, exactly. He says, no, it's this guy I know on Twitter, Craft Beer Research. And I was like, holy shit, that's Wayne. I know Wayne.
I know when.
All of us know Wayne.
We saw him last
And
night.
he's like, that's incredible.
Why?
So we get into this full chat, and yeah, and then it turns out, so Sam then finishes kind of welcoming everyone to this event, and he comes straight over to this guy. It turns out that this guy Skylar has actually organized this event because it's really, it was a bit of a shame, or a huge tragedy actually. That is, they're trying to pay for his son's chemo.
Yeah.
They're trying to pay for his cancer medications. So Sam came over and was like, Skylar, it's so nice to be here. Thanks so much for organizing this. And Skylar's, thanks so much for being here. And then he says, I really want to introduce you to my friend Murray from Cape Town.
And he's just met you.
And he's just met me.
What a legend.
Through a t-shirt that I happened to ask the girlfriend to bring.
Fiance.
And
The fiance.
Fiance. If you're listening, I love you.
She's a keeper.
She's a keeper.
Saved you.
Yeah, thanks, Murray. yeah, so he came. He was like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. Tell me about like what are you doing here?" And told him about the Festival of Beer, and told him about the breweries here, and some of the inspiration that I think some of the guys have taken from him here. And he was like, he's got a brother. I think he's got a brother-in-law in South Africa. So it's always something they've been quite keen to come and check out. And he said, "Yeah, drop me a mail. I'd love to stay in touch and maybe see if there was something we could do." So I did. I dropped him a mail, and I've been consistently refreshing my feed ever since then, hoping I get a reply.
Jeez.
More than that.
You checked your
Get
junk.
another email from your friend. Get the hell out! Oh,
Yeah. So
I mean, that's
story.
That is sorry.
That was unbelievable.
I actually wouldn't mind if you told it again. I'd like to hear it.
What's that called? Is that serendipity? Just where things just happen the right
kind of a
way.
line in there.
Is that what serendipity is? But that's regardless of whether it is or not.
Coincidence?
Every single thing that happened there
Was just sheer.
led to that happening, and then also continue saying what you got.
Yeah. So
I'm glad it happened to someone that I know.
No, it
Yeah.
was- So then what happened is they had all sorts of
I'm just gonna pause you quickly.
Brilliant.
Just pause you. Wait, hold on.
it's going to be parched over here. So
Oh, this is a can, ladies and gentlemen, of Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. Why is it called a 60-minute
No,
IPA?
let's finish the story first.
okay, you pour the beer and I'll let me
beer.
finish telling the story. So what they were doing was to raise the money. They were basically having a silent auction on what they love to call beer swag. And
Yes.
I think it's worth chatting about beer swag because the American breweries are doing it really well. Beer swag being growlers and t-shirts and caps and koozies, which is what you keep your beers cold in summer. And one of the things they had was this handmade potted growler. Murray's seen it. It's beautiful.
I've held
it
it.
really is.
When you say potted, you mean pottery.
It's pottery.
Pottery. You can't see into it.
No. And while we were kind of hanging around hoping that we could have a chat with Sam again, Tom disappears off and goes and apparently gets into a bidding war with another guy over this growler. And they got to the point that it was getting, I don't know what the actual amounts were, but he just said to the Dogfish Head guys, like, "Listen, do you have another one? We'll both buy one." They said, "Well, we do." So they whipped it out, Sam signed it, and they both took one away.
Oh.
We had no idea where he's been, and he came back to me and he says, "Here we go. This is our wedding gift to you." So
That's wild.
I came home
To you.
to me.
Just met him.
No, I've known. No, this is.
Oh, I thought this was Skylar.
No. Skylar didn't do that. No, Skylar was awesome. Like, really, really nice guy.
Not that nice though. He didn't give you a growler.
Hey, he introduced me to Sam.
So he gave you a growler, a pot.
I'll show you a picture of it.
I saw it.
It is. It is.
But
It's
for you-
handmade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had it yet? Is it for your wedding?
Yeah. Well, I've got it.
Got it at home.
I had to
You
bring
can't
this thing
have a
back from
growler.
there.
You can't have your way with it. It is just what it is.
But is it filled with beer?
I can't bring myself. I want to actually get it enclosed. I think it's a beautiful thing. It is like a piece of beer geek memorabilia. You're just not going to be able to get again.
You're gonna have to open at your wedding. I don't know which more you'd be looking forward to, like marrying the girl of her dreams, or
I will absolutely be more looking forward to that.
Yes.
Just let's clarify right now.
That's wink, wink.
Yeah.
What, the growler?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, there was a yes in there.
Yeah, so needless to say, when I got home, having had all the beer with my first wedding gift, fiance was less than thrilled that this was the first gift we've been given as a growler.
Well, can I tell you what?
Completely one-sided.
That is your first and only gift as a married man.
You're probably
So-
right.
So just be happy and just say to your wife, "Donut, it's all your way from here on in."
So this beer is delicious.
This is
Far more-
delicious.
far more juicy.
And it's definitely more bitter because of the 60-minute boil. So what as far as I can remember, it was every single minute there's a gram of hops that goes in, little pellets.
Well, not a gram, but
It's a pellet. I think they measure out.
no. Surely it's a continuously hot, and they've
Obviously, depending on the size of the boil, but every minute there's
There's
new
an
amount
addition.
of hops that goes in. Yeah.
is a,
they've-
60-minute edition.
And I know that Sam from Dogfish actually invented a machine or a little contraption that releases every minute, so you don't have to sit there.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was on the show.
Well, Brewmasters.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably was. But they've actually got a 60-minute, which is 6%. Mm-hmm. They've got a 90-minute, which is 8.5%. And then they thought, let's just take this a bit further, and they did a 120-minute.
120
And that
minute.
was, I think it's like 16%.
What?
Yeah, they won't actually serve you a full pint of it. They'll give it to you in like a 2-ounce little glass.
You might die.
No, it's beautiful beer, like very smooth. You don't taste, like a lot of these beers, you get a 16% beer.
Refusals,
and it
yeah.
just tastes, you can like taste the alcohol in it.
The taste of it.
No, they do some really crazy things. I mean, the other thing they were doing at this event was they had a saison, and what they were doing was they were basically pumping it through sour jelly beans.
What?
Yeah,
My word.
I've got a picture of it somewhere. Let's find it for you guys.
Through like
But-
a hop rocket.
Yeah. So they were pumping
Just
it
to
through
explain what a hop rocket is, it's the contraption that you put on a tap handle in the bar, on your tap. So not your tap handle, but through your tap.
Through your line.
So what you'd
Yeah.
what you'd do on a regular basis, or what it was being used for, is you put fresh hops in there, and you'd run the beer through there. So as the beer comes out into your glass, it'd be really
Freshly hot.
freshly hopped. So they put jelly beans.
They were doing
Sour jelly
beans. So they were putting a slightly sweeter beer, like the saison, through it. So you were getting this it was really bizarre, this sweet and sour tasting beer.
Sounds amazing.
It was very good. I mean, it's not something you're going to sit and drink all afternoon, but
But it's mind blasting.
as a bunch of beer geeks there, it was, I'd never seen anything like it before. And we got stuck into that for a little bit, and then we got stuck into everything
And
else.
tell us, what is it like to chat to Sam? He's a lekker oka, apparently.
Yeah, he was.
Looks like a nice guy.
I think it was also just the coincidence of having met him through Skyler, who kind of has a really good relationship with him. That really helped. I mean, I probably chatted to him for 10, 15 minutes, and he was asking about like Cape Town and what the beer scene was like here. He was really interested in actually about how the breweries are distributing.
Sam
here.
was.
Sam was asking, yeah.
Your mate Sam.
My mate Sam. We're like this.
You got his email address.
I've literally sent him a mail. I literally haven't heard back in 2 weeks.
Only
I-
one.
Is it
Should
too
send
soon?
it. Should send
Is
it.
it too soon? I thought it was
Yeah,
a
you
bit like
should be one of
dating
those-
that you meant
The
to leave it for
secret,
like
Yeah, you must
the
be
secret
super
is to
clingy.
pester. The
Yeah.
secret is to just keep it every day.
Yeah.
Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta.
You must be super clingy. You must write one-word emails.
Yeah. Why are you ignoring me?
Why don't you love me?
I thought we were mates.
Yeah, I was just excited when I did get a reply back, but it was the automatic out of office.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like, I'm really sorry, I'm on the road.
Flip, I'd frame that as well.
I'm trying. This iPhone may just get framed. Yeah, but he was really interested in it. He was asking about the breweries here, and I was telling him about sort of some of the collaboration stuff that the guys like Drifter have been doing in Devil's Peak, and the size of some of the big guys, so Darling and Jack Black and CBC. He was really interested in it. And who knows, we may actually get a mail back from him, and he may actually say like,
Did you say you wanted to do a collab with Metal Lane?
And he wanted to be on #BeerTime.
he did want to be on #Peter. He did.
Just buttering me up.
Sam, if you're listening, please reply.
Pretty sure he's dialed into to Ocean's Vibe FM.
No, obviously. I mean, doesn't he tune in every?
We have
every
an
Tuesday at 12?
international audience. I'll just let you guys know.
100%.
He actually did mention it. Like,
Is
when I
anyone
was there,
listening?
There'd been a podcast he'd been enjoying that the host had gone MIA for a couple of weeks. So I didn't mention it, but
Did you say he was
Coincidence?
drinking vodka?
I don't know.
Sure, guys. We've done well. We've been chatting for a whole hour. Does anyone want a toilet break?
Good beer.
Yes, this is great beer.
I'm good with the beer, actually. I'm
Yeah.
happy to keep going.
A toilet break
How
for
many
me.
beers we've got? I've got 2 on my side. How many you guys do you have?
I've got at least 3 more. And
Wash it all.
if things get dire, we've got more, but we probably don't. I don't know. Did you bring any of the beers from last night?
Oh yeah, we were at the Camelthorn launch.
Yeah.
But I think we can talk about that. Let's talk about that. We'll have a little break, a little toilet break. We'll hear from our sponsors. I say sponsors, but one day we're gonna have lots of sponsors. Let's just say,
Can I just ask
can we be sponsored by Metal Lane?
Can I just firstly ask what you thought when you said we just want to hear from our sponsors?
Yeah,
What were you thinking there?
head on down to Wheels and All.
You know, when you go into the break and it's just kind of crickets for 2
Sorry
minutes.
guys, we just need to hear from our sponsors. We'll be back right after the break. I can't believe you just came out with that. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you think what you were going to say?
No, I knew what I was going to say. And one day we will have some sponsors.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go. We can-
If there are any potential sponsors listening, Troy would love to hear from
What
you.
sponsorship
apparently.
do you want?
Have you asked for any?
Well, he has right now.
No, I haven't actually. I'd like to build my listenership a little bit, get it to a nice point, and then all of a sudden, whammy.
But they must pull their That's a story for another time.
Okay, guys, let's we'll take a little break, and we'll play some music, and we'll see you guys in about 4 minutes time. We'll see you now. And you should definitely tune into the holiday here on Tuition's Vibe Radio. It's 12 minutes past 1 on a Tuesday.
And we've got half a dozen beers.
You are listening to Hashtag Beer Time with me, T-Bone Troy. We're joined by Murray Middleton from Meadow Lane Brewery and Murray Turner from the Cape Town Festival of Beer. We should talk about that.
Yeah.
I just see the dates were released.
Got an email today.
The 1st to the 3rd of December.
Yes.
It's always end of November, 1st of December, around about that time. In fact, I don't think it's actually fallen in December.
It's never fallen in December before. So I still need to have the first big meeting with the guys because I manage the media side of it and they run the logistics. Obviously, you know Martin Tucker.
Oh,
Mr.
Tuckbox. Saw him last night.
We did. And it was the
Absolute
first
pleasure.
time his beard has probably been trimmed this decade.
He is looking slim.
Slim.
No.
Slim
He
Jim.
was looking a bit slim. He got very upset when they were giving the t-shirts away for Camelthorne and he said, "Oh, I think I'm a large." And the girls went, "No."
Well, I said I was a large. No, I said I was an extra large, and they were like, "No, you're a large." But I was like, "No, definitely." I got my shirt on now.
You do have your shirt on now.
Back to
Camelthorne.
Oh, guys.
Ooh, okay,
We
yes.
put in the camel before the donkey here. Let's open
The
a
camel
beer.
before the toe.
Okay, so we need some more beer. Troy, you've got a porter left.
What was that?
What the?
Was that snot? What was that?
Beer.
I thought you had snot rocketed on the table by mistake.
That's good. We could all be sitting in here.
No, I did not. Okay, well, I've got a porter. Should we have the porter now? I'd imagine it to be a light porter. Let's have the porter.
Yeah.
Okay, let's break it up a bit.
So this is a 6.5% porter from
Not a rupture.
I can actually. It will take me a while to try and translate this, but it's from
What?
Volco. Guys, we just got a special guest. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
Oh, unbelievable.
Guys, this is unprecedented. Please come inside, sir.
This isn't planned, is it?
No, not at all. This is, ladies and gentlemen, for a first on Tertian's Vibe Radio and Hashtag Bedtime. We have 3 Murrays in the studio. Hello, Murray Slater from Bear House.
Hello guys.
Yes!
Jeez, and what timing, eh?
Feels so right.
What
I'm
timing?
making in time for some dogfish here.
You've missed
Oh,
one, but
you
you'd
missed the
actually-
dogfish. But
Did you bring some beer?
pull up a little chair in between the two of those guys.
We got a little cooler
Murray's-
box here.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit on the cooler?
I'm sure we
Yeah,
can,
sit on the cooler. They're all
plug another set of headphones in, I'm sure.
no.
Can you plug like just normal
Yes, you can
earphones
actually.
in?
Does anyone have?
Yeah, but you need an adapter, eh?
And
An
It's
addict.
alright guys, I'll just came in to drink the beer and listen to you guys.
I actually have an
Have you
adapter.
done- do you
I
want-
have an
are you gonna be
adapter
okay
at
with
home.
Yeah.
Hello, Murray.
Hi.
Jeez, this is
Hello,
nice.
This is nice. Yeah, just this is
Middleton,
all
you're going to have to
cozy,
share your mic over
Murray
there.
in the
eh?
middle.
and you can all hear us, which is great. Welcome. I did say to you last night, please pop around.
So what have I missed?
You've missed some good stuff.
Sure, you've missed some very good international beers and one fantastic local beer.
And these were, oh yeah, Metal Lane, of course.
Of course.
Great
Metal Lane.
about these.
More people should be drinking that.
Well,
But we're on to our second Russian beer, which is a porter from Volkovsakar.
can we just go back to the fact that when you said it's going to take me a while to translate this, like your Russian's good enough that you actually know what it is, but
I
you
had
just
to-
have to do it slowly.
Lauren would pull me from a shop because I'll be trying to translate from the outside was. This is called Port Arthur. Port Arthur, which is a porter. Okay. Appropriate. It's got a great label of what appears to be a crocodile / dog. Maybe this is
It looks like the dog from or the crocodile from the Roald Dahl books. What are you doing?
Is this your first time with a bottle opener?
There's just one problem. Murray, you need a glass. Murray Slater, you need a glass.
Did you come with a glass?
No, I didn't. But there's one over here.
Yo, I would have said you are damn prepared if you came with a
Okay,
glass.
let's see what this porter is. And there are 2 dates here. There's one 14th of the 4th.
I'm really happy you're here, but I'm also quite bleak because then it's less beer.
This is a big bottle, so you guys seem
my
a bit
word.
drunk already. So.
No, not me.
No, no.
Not?
Nah.
Murray's don't get drunk, you know this.
I get drunk.
Here we go, guys.
We've judged a few times we've had one specific judging incident where Murray Slater and I
Guys,
judged,
please help yourself.
and we had to get through about 964 beers, and we got drunk, and
Wasn't that last year's?
yeah, no, not last year, the one before.
Was that
Cheapest.
the festival of beer?
It was wild.
We
We were judging cider and Perry. Never ever judged cider and Perry in my life.
Who's Perry?
Perry Mason.
Guys,
Yes.
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to all the Muzzers out
All the
there.
Murrays out there.
Murray Stevenson, sorry you can't be
To
here
my
too.
favourite
He is
Murrays.
overseas. He's busy drinking Trillium and visiting wild breweries and.
So do we really have any sympathy for him at the moment?
No, I don't
Not
think
so.
so.
No.
So you guys have probably spoken about it, but the whole Russian craft beer scene, is it on? Is it off?
This is quite Marmitey.
It's quite thick and chocolatey. It's almost stout-like. Murray Slater from Beer House. The craft beer scene in Russia it's big. And as I was saying to the guys there,
Russia.
the infrastructure or the communities there, it's a European city. So you've got people living in high-rise apartments, flats, and you've got beer bar after beer bar with 10 to 20 taps, and they're not more than 100 meters apart.
Yeah.
So, how can they sustain this, with all these taps? But it's because there's so many people there. And
And they're not
I mean,
drinking
it's-
vodka.
no,
That's
I
kind of
thought I was going to be drinking lots more vodka, but we didn't.
You're disappointed about that.
A little bit, not really actually, because one, I'm not a fan of vodka, and two, they take their vodka there in 50 ml shots, so
Yeah.
I wasn't too keen on that. But
Tell me this: do you get a slight metallic aftertaste on this?
I don't, that may just be me.
No,
Nope.
I do.
could be your biltong infatuation.
Could be because it's quite spicy.
This is delicious.
I like it.
It's creamy. It's
My little secret is I'm honestly not a huge fan of porters and stouts, and
really.
but
You're more of a hoppy man, or
every so often I have one and I go, I could definitely buy a couple of those.
It's a time and a place beer, I think. It's one of those beers where sometimes you go into a bottle store and you just want something nice and hoppy, and other times you go and you want something full and like malty, and other times you want something roasty. That's how I feel. I don't have a favorite beer, although I think I did. I said I did earlier, but I don't. I've got a favorite beer for a specific time. Depends on what you feel like at that specific
I think
time.
you're like me, Murray. I think you're just promiscuous. You can't really settle down with one
Promiscuous girl.
promiscuous
beer. You
beer.
have to get around with different beers.
It's occasion. The beer is occasion dependent. So we were chatting about two things. We were chatting about Camel Thorn, but we were first chatting about the Cape Town Festival of Beer, which is happening at the end of the year. Murray Turner,
Yeah,
you've been involved. This is probably your third or fourth year involved.
I think this may actually be my fourth.
Has it been going since 2010?
2012,
This is now
2011 or
the
2012?
The eighth festival of beer.
No, it says here. It says here
On your logo, it
2010 to 2017.
Well, there you go.
Oh, there's semantics behind it. I'm not, I'm just the guy that markets it for a lot of the time, and
So what can we expect this year? I see that it's again going to be. It's going to be 3 days again.
yeah. So this year it's been moved. This is the first time it's not going to be taking place the last weekend of November. It's going to be taking place the first weekend of December, which I believe is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I think this year you can expect much of the same. There's obviously going to be there's going to be a bit of a change up in the fact that there's a different PR agency that's been brought on. So that'll certainly help me a lot. I obviously run a lot of the media side of that. And
Will there be space for hashtag beer time to have his own?
A live show from the venue.
Yeah.
Wild.
That's a great question. I don't see a problem with that at
Hey?
all.
Wild. Great
Wild.
idea.
I think
Yo,
that's,
that's
you know-
out there. That's real nice.
Yeah.
We'll have
would
to
be
go and
great.
try every single beer around.
No, that's not a good idea.
If we set up a stall for you and Metal Lane Brewery, shared space.
Next to each other.
You could be serving beers while on the show.
Sure, I don't know who's going to.
That's
I'll
good
probably,
live.
I'll
That's
probably be
reality.
detrimental
Reality
to.
radio.
That's good. We spoke about reality. Murray and I were judging Murray Turner, Murray Slater, and I. Murray Slater and I were judging the other day, and he kept saying how we needed to Facebook Live the judging because it's
Okay.
good reality.
Yes, yes, yes.
But that Festival of Beers
That's
with the
really
live video pouring, all of that's live radio. That's reality.
Yeah, guys, because I've seen you guys judging beer before.
It's quite boring.
Riveting.
It could take-
We've got quite good banter.
It's
We got good-
riveting.
Well, yeah,
Riveting is-
well-
we'll go with
Running
riveting.
naked through a forest, pine forest.
What depends who you're listening to, I suppose. There might be-
We got
Yeah,
some good back and forth when we judge. I think.
The next day when I was judging with other people, it wasn't nearly the same.
No.
So you got to
Really?
have the right judges, and then you Facebook Live that.
Yeah.
T-Bone and I also have some good judging sessions, although we haven't judged together for about 2 or 3 years because I think
I'm judging this Friday and Saturday.
they saw how we judge together and we actually enjoy it.
The last time I remember actually seeing Troy judge was at the Festival of Beer probably 2 or 3 years ago. And Troy came back having done all the judging and promptly went and started long hour in with Scott from CBC. And then you were gutted when Scott didn't arrive the next day.
Oh, it's very sad.
I don't know if you remember that, but it was...
Where was that?
That was at the Festival of Beer. The Friday evening.
That festival is just it's so much fun.
Especially the Friday of the Brewers Bri. I need to try and
No,
I need
Brewers Bry's on a Thursday.
Thursdays. Yes, I need to try and wangle my way in there because I'm not a brewer.
You can make it 4 days in a row, which is considered drinking.
No, but it's actually not it's so much fun, but it's actually one of those things where you wish it wasn't so lekker.
You know what I do to
You just
survive
get
for 4 days?
you get so cut every night.
Kind of like the show.
No, the show's lekker.
Yeah.
The show is so lekker.
Not so.
Well, talking of the show and the beer, do we need more beer?
Yeah.
I think so.
I actually feel intimidated just looking at all of you. You all kind of amalgamated into one Murray. Like,
I'll fuck you up, bro.
Mega Murray.
The Murray sandwich.
Well,
Mega Murray.
as Beerhouse Murray's just walked in, do you think maybe it's worth him selecting the next one we try?
I came here for the dogfish head, but is that really greedy?
No, well, there's
You
three,
came here for every. You will drink
There's
everything.
3 dogfish head.
We've had one dogfish head, we've got 2 more, and then we've got a fire stand.
Oh, my
Nice looking, man.
sweet
You've
baby
spoken about how
Jesus.
sexy those cans look.
Let's
we
have
just-
that,
we have
that
it,
red.
actually.
Let's have that red one. All the,
Read it?
But this one is
that's
this,
a ghost.
That's
That
a
looks like a
sour.
salt.
lime juice, lime peel, black limes, and sea
That
salt.
sounds delicious. Let's have that.
Can I tell you, salt and citrus are probably my 2 favorite things on the planet.
And then you throw
And
alcohol.
they stuck into a beer.
Yeah, you
We're
like
having-
that.
We're having the red
wait,
one
wait.
first, aren't we?
Which one do you
Whatever
want?
you want. Like the ghost is probably something I'd be most interested in. I didn't even
What is that
read
Mexican, Mary Middleton, that Mexican sauce that you had from Plate? That's,
Oh.
Okay, so this is them really throwing a lot of adjuncts into their beers and having a bit of an experiment. This is
A lot of junk.
adjunct.
would anyone like some water?
No, thank you. Nicky Water. Oh.
Blood orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, torrential, the old
Lemon.
glass.
My,
Flesh.
my
Flesh
dark,
and Blood IPA.
My dark glass.
So lemon flesh and blood orange. Lovely.
Oh, actually, I think I was lying when I said that Boulevard was the only beer I hadn't actually tried that I bought. No, wait, I probably did. I just don't remember it that particular evening because
I
we
was-
had quite so much of it.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's some excited about blood orange. I think is one of my favorite things.
Okay,
would you compare this? Would you say that this would be a Elvis Juice sort of equivalent?
just in case you didn't get it, it's the Dogfish Head Flesh and Blood IPA India Pale Ale.
Sure.
It's a well-hopped IPA brewed with orange peel, lemon flesh, and blood orange juice.
Shit, that's nice. There's proper citrus in
think
that.
it's-
Oh
Eh?
my word! I'm gonna
I don't think it's anything close to that.
Elvis
Elvis.
Juice.
Mm.
No, this
Maybe Elvis
is
is
more
sweeter.
the difference.
I find Elvis juice.
Dude, that is red, hey? Look at that, it's blood red. Yo,
But yours,
I like
you got
for
the.
being bitter.
Yeah.
Mine's not as red as yours. What the hell is going on? I think the
You have to
difference
shake
of this.
the bad boy up.
Did you say, T-Bone? Did you say there's lemon peel or lemon I know
Lemon flesh.
lemon flesh. You see,
Yeah.
that's I think the difference is this is far more acidic, punchy than the Elvis juice.
Yeah.
This you can taste the lemon in this. It's
And
delicious.
you just by saying blood orange, you can get that sweeter, citrusy vibe. Yeah.
No, I think this is delicious.
Yeah, it's wild. It's actually I wouldn't compare this at all to the Elvis juice. The Elvis juice is far more. It's got that obviously the grapefruit, the far more bitter.
It's got a heightened sourness, but not sour.
Yeah,
It's a lemon sour.
There's Grapefruit Express.
yours is
Yeah,
gone.
Beer House Murray's finished his and he's sitting there
gone.
now shaking the can, hoping there's a couple of drops left.
Hey.
This is my second beer of the day, so it's always going to fly down. I think you guys have had a few.
What was your first beer?
This porter, this Russian
Is that it?
porter, the Wolfsburg. No, I tend to not drink at work, although it's very difficult.
It's very difficult. And onto that topic.
I have to.
You know, they've been doing these random roadblocks.
Yes.
Where?
Do you know, a mate of mine got
Blurberg. I saw there's one in Blurberg.
he went through 2 yesterday, and they say if you have a big night the night before and you drive the next morning
You're
after sleeping,
tickets.
you're dead. So they roadblock from like 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, random times, random
Where are
places.
these ones?
I don't know. They just pop up. But he went through 2 yesterday.
Why they're random?
And it's a big thing. I mean, it's good. Like drinking and driving, it obviously shouldn't happen, but it just makes you think extra hard about it. It's like whether the morning after you go for a drive, or you're going somewhere and you actually shouldn't be driving. You never thought that you shouldn't be. It
Yeah.
makes you start thinking about that.
I heard on Cape Talk, which is the second highest listenership after beer time.
I've heard that.
Something
Yeah.
like that, right?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame they're struggling.
They had a guy on there. He was saying like if you've had beers the night before, avoid driving for at least the next 12 hours.
Right.
Yeah, because it's still going to be in your system. And I know actually in Australia, they don't actually roadblock on the night; they roadblock in the morning because that's when guys are actually driving to work, and they're like, "Well, pull over."
They also, if you get done for drinking and driving in Australia, they attach some kind of mechanism to your dashboard where your car only starts after you breathe into it. So for like a period of 6 months.
What?
Really?
Are you serious?
So they take your license away and you can't drive for like ages, and then when you can drive, they have a breathalyzer that starts your car. So that's
Jeez, that's wild.
I had no idea.
That's crazy.
My breathalyzer's faulty.
Sure.
my car can't start.
Yeah.
You call AA
Well, you can just get another mate to blow into it then, surely.
Yeah, you could. But maybe
You're talking about
But then if you've got
What are you
another mate
talking
that can sober start the car, he can probably drive you home too.
Yeah, that's true.
You could just get an Uber. You could just get an Uber if you want.
You shouldn't be driving.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but it's very important to get a taxi or get someone to fetch you or someone responsible to pick you up.
Or Beyonce. Beyonce, who I've also found is a very, very capable beer mule. She does a fantastic job of couriering beers from one country to the next when I can't fit all of them in my bag.
Your fiance.
Yes, she actually sorted out some of these
That's
beers
your
for us
third
today.
shout. That's your third shout out.
It's wild.
One would think you
I'd
are
like to
trying
shout out to my girlfriend as well.
One would think that you're trying to propose, but you've already proposed.
I'm hoping for a pink slip on Friday.
Pink slip. What's happening Friday?
I don't know.
He does know, but he just can't
You gotta-
say
you gotta get
it. Because then when she gives him the pink slip, you can't be like, cool, well, I'm doing this. He's got to
Yeah.
be like,
Something like that.
awesome.
Something
And
like
then the day later, it's already been planned for 2 months. The day
Yeah,
later,
so
he's
it's
like, oh, babe, the boys have organized this thing.
Something about Mavericks.
Yeah.
No, I never said that. Murray Slater's words, not mine.
But there's some.
But
There's some.
Troy, you've got to get on the front foot with all these things. You can't be caught that morning going, oh shit, that would be nice to go and do.
Oh, no,
The
don't.
wife says no.
Oh, no, don't you worry.
We are all so simple, yet so complex.
I'm aware. I know when things are happening. I don't you worry. I know how to play my cards. We've just come back from a lovely night stay in Kolkol.
What? And you just got back from Russia and you went to Kolkol.
Yeah, it was our anniversary from when I popped the question, so we booked a night there.
Everyone's been talking about
It's like this the Americans would probably call it a ranch.
Okay.
A
It's like
ranch.
this place, and it's very secluded, and you have
bottle of beer.
these little pools that they stoke these fires.
Alright.
The wall of the fire goes into the pool,
So it heats the pool.
heats the pool up.
Oh, yeah.
So it gets very
What else
sensual.
happens there?
I wouldn't get in those pools if I were you.
I was totally,
You're asking
I was
general
totally
when
naked.
Troy goes
Exactly,
there
that's
with
what
his-
I'm saying,
with his
because
wife,
every
will be-
single-
I was naked, boy.
Every person who goes to Kolkol is like,
Let's get it on.
And that's now their new marketing line. Col.
Yeah.
Troy May was naked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you share the pools with other couples?
No. You're secluded.
Secluded.
My precious mother giving me a call.
Bless her.
Bless her soul.
Hi, Mrs.
Answer.
Middleton.
I'm missing this.
No, I'm busy.
Your mom would like to speak.
I'm busy
maybe we
working.
are- Okay.
Busy working.
Guys, we have
Anyway,
half an hour left before we get kicked off. But we've got 1, 2, 3 more beers left. I think we should.
And it's nice that Murray from Beer House has arrived because it gives us a nice opportunity to talk about the Camelthorn launch last night.
Yes,
Find out
we
what you
can.
guys thought.
Let's while you sifting through there and finding the beer.
Yeah, Mazda, this one's for you.
We had the Camelthorn. Oh, the old Castle Lights.
I'll pass, eh?
Yeah,
the limey.
It's not cold enough.
yeah the blue indicator's not on there. Jeepers, guys, I'll smash that Castle Light line.
I know you
I
would.
won't do it now. I won't do it now.
Castle like lime.
I won't do it now. But so last night we went to the Camelthorn launch, which was at Beer House. And for those of you who don't know, I think Camelthorn, as the guy said last night, started in 2008, 2009, and was, I think, one of the first beers to be seen in Ruland Liquors. I don't know if you recall, but it was produced in a plastic bottle. It was it was kind of weird. It was sitting there at the bottom shelf, and people used to drink it. They had a Bock, a Helles, they had a red beer, and a Weiss.
Yeah.
So they had 4 beers, and now they're coming back. They've relaunched. They are owned by Namibian Brew, which is owned by Heineken. Am I correct?
Yes.
So
Heineken Namibian Breweries, yeah.
Heineken Namibian Brew. So it's
Is it a JV? Or is
Sorry,
it
can I
actually
just-
one owned?
let's just
Can I
pause.
just change the topic quickly?
Push pause. Yeah.
I've just got a message from Massive Durst saying that he gave me no reference as to what he's talking about. He just says they clean the water for every guest, empty, clean, and refill.
Yes, they do.
So obviously talking about Col. I didn't know that.
No, they clean it.
Yeah.
They empty it and then they refill
Why?
it.
But that's because they
Is this-
know.
is this
It's because they know what those.
I wouldn't
those
get into
hot
that.
tubs. are.
Is this a beer show or a safari?
They know what happens in those hot tubs.
This is
Full moon, baby.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blitzy. Piece of shit.
Who was that? Blitzy.
Yeah. Clippies.
So just while, I mean, we're obviously going to get back on
Dodgy guy.
to Camelthorn, but I don't know if you want to.
No, let's talk about
the
that.
beer we're
Yes.
just tasting
Brew,
quickly
that's-
before we.
this-
We'll get to Camelthorn later. We can talk about the third Dogfish Head Sea Quench Ale Session Sour.
Delicious.
I'm gonna
Oh, my
baptize.
word.
I'm gonna
Is this the
baptize
third
my
or
first child in this beer.
You can do that. Blissfully brewed with lime juice, lime peel, black limes, and sea salts.
Oh, what is that? What the hell is a black lime? Never heard of a black lime, but it's
lime.
delicious.
Do you think it's burnt on the fire? I don't know.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe it grows out of.
Okay, so this is a sour beer. So this is obviously made with sea salts. No? Yeah, sea salts. So
Is it brewed with saline? Or does
Could you call it a
actually
ghost?
add
Ghost
salt
beer?
to it? I don't know.
I think they added salt to it. I think there's one brewery that does do the
That's what a black
brewing
lime
with
looks
salt
like,
water.
mate.
Yeah, I know, but that's
it's actually like a juice. It's actually like a.
Yeah. You know, I'd never had a sour before
the
Woodstock
lime
went
that's
and did
black.
that. The Granada
just gets photoshopped
acid
and then
cream.
it's black.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. Like I didn't know what I was expecting, and it was a really, really good tasting beer.
This beer's amazing.
What I'm trying to. There's something that we've had this before in your childhood.
It's so refreshing.
Do you know what it is? You know, Oros used to make a lime.
Yes.
A lime flavor. You know, there's that Oros. They had all these different flavors. This was the lime flavor.
This again is from everyone at Beer Town going, Sam and the rest of Dogfish Head, please come to South Africa.
Just bring some more of this.
This is
Very nice.
exquisite.
It's just because it's also, I don't know whether we've got this reaction because we don't have this here. Not this specific beer, but much stuff like this. I mean, I know we've got a couple of sours, but this is like,
Out there.
yeah, this is out there. This is adjunct heaven. They've got
this image behind their brewery that, you know, the beers that come from their brewery are just amazing and out there. And, you know, there's no... it's hard to find a brewery like that in South Africa where you know the next beer that they produce is just going to be amazing. like, unfortunately,
Yeah.
a South African craft brewery is still a South African craft brewery. It needs to
Make
elevate to.
But it's also what you
we were
say.
saying earlier, Murray. Like, there are too many.
Murray.
Sorry, Murray Slater. There are too many breweries which are below an 8 out of 10. There need to be breweries which are 8, 9, or 10 out of 10.
But I think it also brings you back to the point of saying over there it's a far bigger culture. So they can say to people, they do have like institutes of brewing and stuff there where you can do formal training. For us to do it, we have to go over there, which makes it far more inaccessible, which makes the level far lower. If you have that, if you can demand that level
Yeah.
from the very beginning, you are going to be getting more 8, 9, 10 breweries. So it's just the accessibility of the knowledge over there is far greater than it is over here. And if we had that accessibility here, it would be I think we'd have far more amazing breweries. Nah?
One day.
Yeah.
One day.
I mean, saying that, I don't know what to the extent they're doing it, but isn't Devil's Peak now with their new premises? They're building basically a sours.
Murray Slater, you are
Brewing.
licking that can. Hey? Murray Turner, yes, they are going to. I think Devil's Peak are going to be the next big thing. They've definitely got a size, capacity, and.
They've got a UK brewery now.
Yeah, I signed up to their UK Instagram account.
Yeah, me too.
I think they
It shouldn't be that easy. They must work for that Instagram account. Man.
They're doing obviously an exchange with Fierce. So obviously Fierce is brewing their stuff over there, and
So is that brewed at the?
they're going to be brewing Fierce stuff over here. So we assume
So we're gonna get Fierce here.
UK like beer here for pretty cool prices.
Yeah. So that's another thing.
cool.
There's
So we're
there's
getting
that,
fierce brewed here.
but there's now that
By
Devil's.
Devil's Peak.
There's a Devil's Peak
So it's exchanged
McKellar.
almost.
So it's like SAB Brewer and Peroni.
No,
Or CBC Brewing
it's
Jack
not-
Black.
nothing like that.
But SAB brew Peroni, and they
It's
import
like-
all the malts.
It's like Brewdog brewing. Think of a brewery here. I don't know.
Meadowland.
Meadowland.
I'm in. I'm in. Yeah. I'd like some of that.
Because then what that does is it takes all your importing and exporting costs out.
Yeah.
You have the same recipe, you do the same brew, and you basically just send bottles or you package it however you want there, and then you're avoiding a whole lot of extra costs.
Yeah.
And then you have beer in London.
Different
No, I think
markets.
it's
And
great.
foreign beer here.
I agree. I think it's an excellent way to go about things because imported beer shouldn't be imported or exported that much because obviously you want to drink them as fresh as possible. So you want to get a beer that's created mentally and ingredients wise maybe in say the UK, but you don't want to have to wait like 3 months for it to even arrive.
Basically
in the
created
country.
domestically and
And
enjoyed
then
domestically
pay pounds
versus.
exchange. So it's an interesting concept. It kind of blurs the lines of what is craft because technically craft should be a community-based beer really that gets supported by the community, but it's nice. I like the idea. Hopefully
Yeah.
we get someone over here to exchange with Dogfish it and they can make the sequence
But I-
shell for me. I'll be happy.
Yeah, but I think the main thing it always comes down to just you growing craft and the experience and the knowledge and the learning of it, and that's the main thing. It sounds super cheesy, but the fact that if people are drinking fierce beer and fierce beer holds a specific standard over here or over there, then it's growing craft beer as a whole, and that's what's essentially the main craft beer wins at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
that's what
But
that's
then
what it is.
on that bottle, are they going to say where they're going to say the origin of the beer? It has to be South
They have to
Africa.
say. They have to say it's brewed where.
But that's not going to put me off.
So, no, it won't be for me.
It'll be nice to get it at the price.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you like, that brings me on to the McKellar,
Some heavy hitters coming still.
the McKellar Devil's Peak collab that's coming out now.
Yeah.
I mean, those beers you see them in bottle stores for like 65 rand a can.
Which one?
McKellar.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So,
That's coming out on Thursday.
I mean, no, I think it's out.
The collab's only released on Thursday.
Yeah,
You
I think,
sure?
I think
No,
they've
it's-
announced who they're doing the collab with. I don't think the actual beer is out. until Thursday, yeah.
They released everything at the same time Thursday, and like it's all
Is
a big,
it?
it's all a big secret until a couple of days before, even to us.
So I thought it's coming out on Thursday. That's getting
That's
released.
correct.
Is
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've announced it, but it's
well,
not coming.
Aye.
Someone else you should
Beer Time
know,
hopes they get a little sneaky something.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough. Guys, we're going to open. Did you say penultimate beer. We've got one more. One more after this. We've got one more after this.
I don't, have you got
I've got one more.
Oh, you got
Cross the
one more.
white line would make it 3.
This is
Oh,
the Firestone Leo versus Ursus beer. What is it?
Firestone Walker. I think it's a double IPA.
Unfiltered double India Pale Ale at 8.2%.
and it's a big can.
And this is made by Nats, to be all.
Why would they do the Imperial in that size can?
It's actually 8.5% man can.
Sharing.
For hashtag
Yeah,
beer.
but I mean,
How
is it
designed?
meant for sharing though?
I don't know. I think it's in a can because that's the freshest it can possibly be, especially if you're exporting and importing.
So do you think rather if it's in a can, rather just go big or?
I don't know. I think if you're happy to share with someone else like you do at the moment, then there shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. Some people might
Is it?
pick that up and start drinking it like it is one person's drink.
Yeah, I mean it depends how. I haven't had it, so I can't tell you what it's like. But if it's a nice, it doesn't have that.
If it's a double IPA or an Imperial, you know it's going to be like a little bit more malt heavy.
Yeah, but I mean you
Smells
get the
great.
Cape of Good hops in a 330 ml.
Sure,
You
guys.
get the Warlord in a.
That's special, huh?
Oh, that's good.
This has got the same. This has
It
got a
smells
slightly
like
more
the CBC Imperial.
Cape
I
of Good
think.
hops. It's got a bit of a juicy nose to it as well. Like very
So do you
hoppy.
think?
Oh wow!
Okay, Leo's obviously a lion, but what's the other one? Looks like a bear.
Beer.
And that's the coat of arms for Firestone Walker.
Yeah. I can't tell you what that actually is meant to resemble.
Well, I
but
think what Matt was saying isn't the bear a lion like the animal of their family, like the walker, and then the Firestone has got the lion, and then this is them coming together in some kind of battle.
But I think Firestone Walk is such a cool name, and it's just
It
their
is.
surname.
I always thought it was like
Yeah.
like a tire or something, you know. I think
But-
Bridgestone.
but
Firestone.
it's their surnames,
Sounds like
isn't
a
it?
tire.
Yeah,
it's
there's the
two
two guys
surnames.
that.
It's wild. It's
The
so
one guy's
great.
Englishman and the other guy's American, and it's where's California?
Yeah, Bias may correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't actually the guys that started
Did you
the
just
brewery.
call him Beer House?
I have to call him Beer House.
That's amazing.
I have to.
Change
Um,
his name.
And
Beer House.
they didn't actually start the brewery. They actually took it over from some other guys and they rebranded it
And
Firestone
named it,
Walker.
yes.
Correct. Yeah.
It's delicious.
And now
And then they brought on Matt, and Matt again, he was another sort of JC type guy who was doing wine before, and he moved into.
and do they do all their beers? Correct me if I'm wrong, barrel aged or barreled, fermented? I should say.
No, I
Not
don't think
all
they
of
did
them,
all
I
of
don't
them.
think.
No.
Could be wrong, but it's a big feature. Like they've got a huge barrel house.
Yeah, it was a big part of their selling point for some of their beers is that they are barrel aged, but not all of them, as far as I know. I'm going to be honest, I didn't bring back so much of that.
Did you bring this back?
No, I got it from down the road, Roland.
No. Did you not get it when he was down here? If you had held on to
no,
it.
no. When he was here, he actually didn't bring any beers.
Bring beer, no?
He bought a couple of beers that they did a tasting with,
He
and he
bought
bought
some
sort of
hats.
caps and merchandise.
But there
to
was
give away.
there was definitely some of his beers there. Was that what he bought?
That one came back from the States with us.
Oh. Well done. I wouldn't have thought you would have brought one back, considering
no.
there was some here not
Well,
long ago.
I didn't. My beer mule did.
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
My girlfriend's too scared to bring a single beer back. I'm like, why? What's wrong? Why can't you bring a beer back? In a can?
Have you tried proposing? I found that works wonders.
No.
On the spot.
So and her response is, no, I'm scared. It's like, well, scared for what? It's like it's going to explode, or
Well, you know what?
I said, well, the cans on the
You're
plane.
scared. You're scared to drop a knee then.
My knees are. They just.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Putting us on the
We
spot
might be
here.
getting.
I'm actually not on the
very in
spot.
trouble.
I'm actually
Let's
not on
get
the
back
spot.
to Camelthorn because you keep getting distracted from that and
Sneak
find out what you
short.
guys thought about launch the beer and everything else.
You know, that's obviously been made by guys who know how to brew beer. This Camelthorn, they released their Helles Lager and their Weiss beer. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of experimentation. Now, there obviously is plans, ahead that they are going to bring out the old school Bock and the
Very traditional.
the red ale. But I would have liked them to be a bit more experimental. If you're going to come back with a bang or bring back a product, you've got a massive platform, and you've got a pre-existing audience, so to speak, or you've almost got a step up into the markets, and you need to come with some thunder and with some excitement. So, I mean, as you know, the beers were made really well. but you know, this country has a lot of good lagers. So why should I drink a different beer, a different lager? So it's going to be difficult for them to penetrate the local South African or Cape Town markets against some of the big boys. But the only way they're going to penetrate that is by getting different styles of beer.
Really getting their creativity into the consumer.
I like your gesture. Yes, very much pushing through.
Yeah.
It's important to penetrate the market.
It's very important.
Very important. Well,
Depends what the depends what the market looks like.
Do you guys agree? I mean, we were all there last night.
I think
There were
Three Murrays in one room.
Yeah, I think it was an interesting. I was very keen to go there for one reason, is because this was the first experience I've had of, say, a big brewery that's bringing out, say, what they call a crafty brand or craft beer. They've assimilated a brand. Camel Thorn was a startup, but now it's been purchased as a brand, correct?
Yeah.
And I was interesting to see how they would go about it, because it's obviously very new to them. I think Heineken have purchased various other breweries around South Africa already. Stellenbrau's one is another unnamed one. So they're kind of moving on the craft beer market, and it's the first time it's really happening in South Africa. AB InBev has just arrived as well. Will they be looking at other breweries? There's probably a few breweries out there with a few offers on the table now. So how do they play the craft game? Well, they have to play it in the same way as they've done in the corporate game, the big commercial game, and it's about shareholders, so you have to get critical mass, and you have to sell a lot of beer and a lot of volume. So hence Camel Thorn coming with a easy-drinking Hell's Lager and a very easy-drinking Weiss beer. So I don't blame them for that. That's the game they've always played. They certainly weren't going to come as German brewers and start kicking ass with hops and IPAs. So it was very predictable. I liked the way they went about it. It was nice to host them. It's very well organized. So I think they've got they have their marketing and distribution ideas down pat. It's just, will people go, well, it's a Namibian beer, like how different is it to like a Windhoek? I'm paying a more of a premium price.
Yeah.
Is it that much better in quality? So I also don't think they're being overly ambitious. They're not coming in here going, listen, we're going to take out your craft beer. I think they're just offering another.
they just want to be another player in the
market. And I think I've got a lot of affinity towards Namibia, so I love it. I did one of the best holidays ever. I know quite a lot of people are emotionally attached to when they drink beers in certain environments. So some people are attached to Singa because they went to Thailand, and they kind of bring back those emotions when they drink it. So when I was drinking Camel Thorn, I was remembering the Camille Doran, and I was remembering Poi King and driving around in a 4x4 in the dunes. So, it kind of brings up that emotional attachment. So that's the wonder of beer. So it will be interesting to see how the rest of the market takes it. I'll easily drink their Hell's Lager all day. I told you
I've got a question for you, Mazza. Shit, it's just left me now.
Good.
Okay.
Because we have 10 minutes left.
Oh no, I've got it back, but I want a quick answer.
Yes.
A very quick answer.
Yes.
So, as a startup, how big were they when they were bought out?
I have no idea. I can't tell you that.
Because what did they have that they wanted to be bought for? Just the fact that they were in Namibia.
Brand. It's mainly the brand, yeah.
I'm very close with kind of what's been going on there, and I actually can't tell you. I'm not part of. They've obviously got a very rigorous routine of how do they actually take over, what are the kind of conditions they want to get to.
They spoke to it last night.
I think they had, Jorgens, obviously, he's been a big player in craft in the way he's kind of done it. He was the guy that started it, and I think he helped them a lot along the way. I can't tell you what the tick points were that they were like.
They did speak to it. They did speak to it a little bit yesterday. They were talking about authenticity. So they were like, it was a startup brand that they've taken over. So there is a history there. There is a pioneer mentality. Instead of just, it gets more, I think, credence than you say your Franzen Street, which is just and Newland Spring, which
and that started out of
created out of nowhere.
No, I agree with that. I can tell you just before Troy is jumping to get the neighbor.
We've got 5 minutes
I'm going to
left.
just say last thing on Camel Thorn. I can tell you that in the next couple of months there is going to be a big something happening. For the moment, that's really all I can say.
Whoa.
Mostly because it's going to convince Troy to have me back on the show at some point in a couple of months. But
you are welcome.
There is something coming.
Is he going overseas? Are you going to be overseas in the time between then and the next show? Because if not, what are you going to bring?
I bought some Castle
You've
Light.
said us.
Guys, we have one last beer before we need to say goodbye, and it is a Jaws Brewery, which is a St. Petersburg local brewery.
Blokes.
And it's, I mean, we can't not finish the show without a
Something
Russian
else.
That's a double
Imperial
I was going to
Stout.
ask, but I felt like they don't have Russian Imperial Stouts in Russia. I thought it was just a thing.
So, guys, this is a 10.5% stout.
Lovely, thank you.
And I've saved
Is
this
that a
for the
bit
show.
like having an India Pale Ale?
T-Bone, you are...
I can't even open it yet.
It is like having an India Pale Ale in India.
Guys, as I pour this, I want you guys to start cleaning up because we need to be out of here in 4 minutes. Okay, so this is a delicious 10.5%.
Isn't this Troy show? Isn't Troy meant to clean?
T-Bone, my watch says we've still got another 8 minutes.
So there we go, guys.
Mine says 9, eh?
We've got more than enough time. My watch is
The other
fast.
person shows
I'd like to
starts.
say this Firestone Walker double IPA, we didn't speak about it enough because we're running out of time,
But it was excellent.
absolutely-
It was delicious.
It was.
Top
It was-
notch.
You know, a big fact I've picked up on all the beers that we've had
Oh,
that have
this is
been...
nutty, hey?
All the IPAs and stuff that we've had, all the UK-based beers that we've had, US-based beers, they've all been super fresh hops. You know, the hops smell like they've been put in, like it's gone through a hop rocket or something
And it's in a
fresh
can.
like that. Yeah, I know.
Cans, and that helps. I think.
It definitely helps. This is
There's definitely a bit more in there. I'm going to give it to
your
Beer House Mary
This is
because he's
nut.
just not
This
had
is
enough
a
beer
nut,
today.
I'm
nut
going back to
central,
work off this Jaws Brewery. So is this a Russian guy?
nutty.
It is a Russian guy.
I mean, I said earlier that I'm not a big fan of the stouts and the porters, but all I've done is enjoy both that we've had today. So
Sure.
Is nutty,
Time
yeah?
and a place, but today is
Today is the place.
a very good day for a very dark, strong beer.
it is.
I'm gonna take this Castle Light home. No, fuck it.
Clippies, you were whinging about having not missed your spot earlier. We're mentioning you again. Troy's taking one of your Castle Light limes home.
Oh, and I'd just like to say thank
he's
you
got
for
beer
these
swag.
And is
this beer swag. Do I get do you have a bottle opener? Is
mine.
Did you? Is that a?
Unfortunately, Troy, you missed this. You missed it for the. You missed the bottle opener session, but
You missed it. You need to make face contact.
you know, in the last,
I can.
It's actually maybe it's a nice point to talk about for the last few minutes of the show. Is like looking at what the American breweries are doing. Not only are their beers just world class, but they've realized kind of the power of their brands and dealing with actual merchandise.
Yeah,
And
you did. You said swag.
yeah,
Mentioned swag earlier.
they like you get this beer swag, and they've got like beautiful T-shirts and jerseys and bottle openers, and I mean a lot of it people can say is it's just utter shit from a brewery, but at the end of the day, they've taken a lot of time to consider what they're trying to sell,
Yeah,
and
it's a brand.
you're not just buying a T-shirt with a brand on, you're buying a T-shirt with like some really thought out design going into it, and it's something I think that a lot of the guys can get right here because they are still just doing
Yeah,
a T-shirt with a label on,
Yeah.
and they're kind of calling it a day.
yeah. That is very true. I think. Thanks, Steve.
Troy's playing the Tiger game and just pouring the dregs into his glass.
That's what we used to call minesweeping back then.
Yeah,
Minesweeping, that's it.
So you go find other people's beers and kind of finish them off.
it's the cheap way of getting toasty.
It was when you were paid to do, well, you weren't paid to do anything, and
No.
that's probably why it's happening on Troy's right now.
T-Bone, do you maybe want to invite her in to start setting up so we can at least.
Who's that?
I don't know. She's the next show.
Oh, right.
Does she want her next show, or can we just keep going for the next 2 hours?
No, we could keep going. We could keep going for the next 2 hours. But how we
This
doing
is delicious, eh? I'm really enjoying
It
this
is
because
very
I wanted to ask you about Russian Imperial Stout and if you had any while you were there, and then I was like,
Similar to Murray Turner, I haven't actually tried this beer before now. So I just went into the bottle store. I was like, oh, I need a Russian Imperial Stout. I got this one, and I must say, I'm very happy.
it's very roasty.
It's very nutty,
But it's balanced.
chocolatey. It's incredibly smooth. I was worried that when I poured it, it was like, oh shit, there's no carbonation. This is going to be a failure. But it's
Lots of lactose.
You know, I think that's the one thing that puts me off these, is you tend to taste like the roasting.
It can't. Well,
And
it can be.
That's what puts me off.
Yeah,
I
but
actually
if it's
don't get any
if it's
of
a bit
that.
unbalanced, it can be a bit acrid and a little bit like, like a little bit sharp.
A little bit meh.
Too much roastiness and too much acidity. But this is nice. This has got some balance. It's got a little bit of, as you said, chocolatey notes, a little bit of sweetness.
yeah.
It's nice.
It is nice. Sure,
Right.
guys. we've had one segue of music.
It's been
a great show.
Great, but it's also been. We must.
Should we start earlier? Should we start earlier?
I can't wait till the show can start sending people overseas to get beer. That's what's going to be.
I thought that was what we were doing here.
When the show sponsors people.
Beer Hunter.
Well, I think we've temporarily booked Greg and Carl from Beer Country for next week. They said they've got some.
For you alone. That's no good.
No,
Sorry, are you gonna have Greg and Carl and not one Murray on the show?
I don't think I can do that.
You've just peaked with 3 Murrays. There's only one more peak that you can get to, and you can't really get further than that.
Peaky
And now you're
Blinders.
going
It's
to go-
like I've run through the forest.
Been
My undies have gone,
I've been
and now I
watching.
need a new pair of undies.
Don't we all?
If there's a sponsor out there willing to lend Troy a pair of undies, he's waiting for your call.
Guys, Murray 1, Murray 2. I'm just looking randomly around.
I
Murray
see
3.
that. I'm getting a phone call. Wrap it up.
Fuck, it's been a great show.
Thanks for having
Murray Beerhouse, thanks for stopping by.
having me belatedly.
Murray Middleton's going out to take a call.
Yes.
Murray Turner, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been fantastic to have a chance to come and hang out with you guys.
Oh, it's been an absolute
And I
pleasure.
hope you'd have me back one day.
Oh, one day it makes it sound like in the long distant future. You are always welcome back. So I hope we have you back
Be
soon.
careful, you've seen what happens when you put that offer out there. You said that to Beerhouse Murray last night, and well, here he is. Halfway through the show.
I work just down the road, so it's easy just to pop in and, uninvited or not.
Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to say thank you very much. It was a great show. Thank you for all who were listening. Good to be back in the country. To be back in Cape Town. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you do want to follow me for whatever reason, you can look up hashtag Beer Time on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And yeah, flip. We'll see you guys next week. We're looking forward to it. Murray Slater, so many people have put their lips on that horn.
That's right.
Didn't someone put something else on that at one point? Where's the
Murray Turner, thank you very much. It's been
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure. Let's have a braai sometime at your place or at my place. I think it's needed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool, guys. To everyone listening, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Drink a good beer. Let me know about it. And hey, maybe I'll drink it on my show. Check you guys soon. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, guys and girls. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search for hashtag Beer Time. That's hashtag Beer Time written out in full. Hope you enjoyed the show, and check you next time. Cheers.